everybody, David, keeping it real here. Hey, I just wanted to bring up a subject that I think a lot of us are thinking right now in reference to the tragedy that happened in Florida yesterday with the school shooting in Parkland. Um, I know this is a touchy subject for everybody, and believe me, I'll be sensitive on the subject. Um, Although we all mourn all of the people that lost their lives, all the people that were injured, all the families that are experiencing this. I've experienced death in my family many, many times, and I know what it feels like, but never to a loss that was so tragic and that was just avoidable. So I really feel like that this video needs to go out to the ones that are questioning what happened. I don't know all the details, so I'm not going to get into a lot of that, but I really feel like that, the next step's going to be everybody's going to start blaming the guns. Everybody's going to start blaming, the firearm did this, and, if he hadn't had access. There's our key point there. If the guy wouldn't have had access, if the guy wouldn't have been able to get a hold of what he had, there wouldn't have been lost lives. I really feel like that there's a lot of folks out there, and there's going to be people that are going to be hating and commenting on the video that are saying, well, we need more strong gun control. No, what we need is we need to keep the guns out of the hands of the idiots that are going out and ruining people's lives. Bottom line. We need stronger laws for, kids being able to get a hold of these, holding parents accountable for people being able to get a hold of firearms and ammunition and things. Parents, you're the ones that are responsible. I personally have firearms, but they're locked up. They're in a position to where my kids, my grandkids can absolutely not get access to those. If I needed those, I would be in a position to where I may not be able to get to them in time, but in turn, I keep my house safe enough that when my grandson comes over, I don't have to worry about him injuring himself or someone else. So that being said, we all want to point fingers. We all want to say the problem is, we need stiffer laws and we need more gun control. No, we need to keep the hands out of the gun, or we need to keep the guns out of the hands of the people that have issues, or that, and the bottom line is, even if you don't know they have issues, a weapon can kill. So to leave a gun or a weapon in the presence of somebody that could get a hold of that and create mass hysteria in people's lives, that's not okay. So for all the parents and the grandparents and the neighbors and everybody out there that has a firearm somewhere that's sitting unlocked, or that's sitting on a table, or that's in a console of a car, or in a nightstand, if you're watching this video, get up off of your ass, go get the gun and put it away. Lock the gun up, put the ammunition up, keep it away from your kids, so that you don't become a statistic, so that your neighbors or another kid that comes over does not get hurt. Because at the end of the day, it's parents. You parents, you neighbors are the ones that are responsible to make sure that kids and teenagers are staying safe, that they don't have access to these things that are going to cause these kind of problems. I don't know the boy's history. I don't know, I know enough details, but it's all speculative at this point. So my point is this. Would it have happened if he didn't have access to that? No, I don't believe so, because I'm pretty sure that the people that were killed and were injured were shot with a weapon. Bottom line, no access to ammunition, no access to weapon, people are not going to die. So before we start pointing the fingers at the gun, the weapon didn't go out and shoot itself. It was at the hands of somebody that had no regard for somebody else's life. But my point in this is, somebody somewhere is going to feel that it's wrong for people to possess firearms and possess weapons and things. The bottom line is, if you're a responsible person, a responsible adult, and someone that can safeguard those to other people so that somebody doesn't get hurt, then to me, you're a responsible gun owner. And you have every right to bear arms, and you have every right to protect yourself and your family and your possessions. But you don't have a right to do things that are going to put other people in danger, that are going to cause other people to lose their lives. There are parents out there that have lost their kids Because people like you are too freaking stupid to put weapons away. You know, so before you start pointing fingers at other people, and before you start accusing other people, and before you say, well, it wasn't my fault, I was at work, or I didn't know that he got to it, that's BS. It's your fault. It's not the person's fault. It's not the gun's fault. It's the person's fault that allowed the person to have access to the thing that caused the problem. So at this point, while you're all trying to point fingers at whose fault this is, we all, including myself, need to stop and look at how we're safeguarding our weapons, how we're keeping ammunition put up. Are we giving access to people? Are we leaving our doors unlocked? Are we leaving guns and weapons in vehicles that aren't secure? Because until we stop that problem, and until we learn how to safeguard our own weapons and to keep them away from small children, teenagers, young adults, people that have mental problems, whatever the reason is, it's going to cause somebody to completely lose their mind and go out and take somebody's life. Until that time it happens, and I don't know that any of us will see that in our lives, you damn well need to put your gun up. And you need to lock it away, and you need to keep it away from people that are going to hurt somebody else. Because the people in Florida that are grieving right now, that have questions, you know, can you even imagine what those people went through yesterday when they were on lockdown with all of those, you know, all them high school kids and not knowing if your child was one of the ones? No, because if you're sitting here and you're watching this, you're not one of those ones. You're one of the ones that was fortunate enough to either not lose your child, not lose your friend. Because at this point, if you were one of the ones that were directly involved in this, you would not be here, I would hope, you would not be here sitting on YouTube watching videos. You would be grieving, you would be with friends, you would be consoling them, you would be planning things for their final resting. You would not be sitting on here. So the point that you're watching this video tells me that you're not one of those ones. You may know someone that's involved in some way, but you're not one of the ones. And if you're not one of the ones, I'm glad for you. But also, with that being said, if you're not one of the ones and you have an unsecured firearm in your house or in your vehicle, stop the damn video and go put it away before somebody else or somebody else's kid or grandchild or brother or sister or niece or nephew or cousin loses their lives. Because the time for people being stupid needs to be over. You know, me personally, I like the fact that I can bear arms and that I can legally carry a firearm. But I'm also not ignorant about it. And I also don't do stupid things. And it's people like you that do dumb things that are going to cause the rest of us to not be able to have the things that we have. And you're going to cause other people to lose their lives. So once again, before you start blaming everyone and blaming everybody for what's happened, why don't you go look in the mirror? And why don't you thank God that you're not in the position those poor people are in? And while you have compassion and mercy for them and you feel bad for them, you should feel bad. Because how many times does this need to happen? In a school, in a post office, in a library, in a movie theater, before somebody somewhere gets it together. You know, people ask about my channel. You know, they ask about my channel on YouTube. And as much as I like to say, please subscribe to my channel, please like my channel, please comment, you know, at this point, I'm pissed and I don't care if you like, subscribe, or comment. Because my channel speaks from my heart. My channel name is Keeping It Real. And if I'm offending you right now, that's because I'm keeping it real. And you know what? I'm doing what I'm designed to do here. If I'm getting a reaction and you're pissed, or you're upset, or you've got tears in your eyes for those other people, I'm doing what I'm designed to do. So before you start rubbing your eyes and walking away and going, that guy's just a jerk, let my thoughts be in your head the next time you leave that gun laying out for somebody to get a hold of. Because it could be you, it could be your grandchild, your son, your daughter, your niece, your nephew, your neighbor's kid. So stop and think about it, people. Get it together. Because enough bodies have been buried, enough bodies are going to continue to be buried, and enough people are going to go through agony and suffering and ignorance. Think about it.